Well, look at the context we are in. There are 58 hostages who have still not been returned to Israel. We want to see a two-state solution, but we cannot have a terrorist state running one of those. And the third thing is that Israel is at war, and we need to make sure that the war that they're having, which is a proxy war with Iran, is not one that damages our national interests. Iran is not our ally. They tried to carry out a terrorist attack on the Israeli embassy in London. This is a week where we saw two embassy members in DC killed. So this is a very fraught situation. We have to be very careful about what it is they say.
But are you saying then that a British Prime Minister ought not to look at a blockade of aid, ought not to look at tens of thousands being killed, people being killed in a conflict, ought not to listen to the UN chief saying that more than 1 million people are at risk of starvation? He ought not to say anything about that.
No, what I am saying is that you should do it in a way that doesn't have Hamas cheering. Hamas praised that statement. That is a terrorist group. That's not whose side we're on. Israel is an ally. That doesn't mean they're perfect. It doesn't mean that everything they've been doing is right. But if you want to have that sort of conversation, you do what we did in government, which was behind closed doors, and you put the pressure on behind.
So it's sending a signal
to Hamas like that, in my view, does not show that we're on the right side.
But
we should not have terrorists cheering. We should not have terrorists cheering about statements that our Prime Minister has made. And that's why I said it was careless. I have made criticisms before. We've talked about making sure that the people who need aid get it. That is something that they responded to. But let's remember, less than 2 years ago, hundreds of people at a music festival butchered, massacred. We're still waiting for 58 hostages. What we need to do is get a ceasefire. And the one thing that will create that ceasefire is getting those 58 people back home to Israel.